So here's a bunch of items that Animatronic Zone sent me for repairs. He was supposed to send me this package over a year ago now. So almost all of these have been just sitting, losing pieces for a year now, which is pretty great. And I finally got the box and had to find a way to fix them all. So I had to be a little bit inventive with finding ways to make them all work, but here they all are, fully working and finished. So I'll now show them all, and also I will say how I fixed them or what the issues were.
They call me Mr. Santa. I make my runs before Christmas Day. They call me Mr. Santa. I make my runs before Christmas Day. Ho, 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 ho. I make all the little kids happy. I bring them lots of toys to play. Singing it. They call me Old Saint Nick. I visit once a year. Ho, 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 ho. They call me Old Saint Nick. I visit once a year. I'm bringing it. I'm bringing all my presents, 'cause Christmas time is near.
So what I had to do this was the arm mechanism. He sent the arm mechanism, but it wasn't, he didn't send all of the gears, so I couldn't really fix that. So I actually just replaced it with a dancing hamster mechanism of all things, but it works really well. Can't even tell it has a dancing hamster mechanism in there. It works pretty much exactly the same, so yeah. He looks really goofy under the glasses. So the things I had to do to this one was really bad, not because it was actually bad, but just because I didn't get sent like any of the parts for it. It fully worked when I got it, actually, so I don't really know what he wanted me to do with it, but he didn't include the weight that goes on the motor or the shell that goes around it, which I assume it would have had to have had, because his stuff was stuffing and there's no way for it to work without one. So what I did was I just took a GAF shaking item, and I took the weight and the shell and I put it on there, and they work really well, and now it fully works. And I also replaced the string, although it does look a little bit weird because I only had blue and white striped string, but I tried to dye it black and it didn't turn out that great, but it's better than nothing. He can always replace it, or if he wants, he can just poke it through and it'll just go back inside the skull and you won't see it. So yeah, turned out pretty well. Again, he said he opened it because it was making a weird noise, and I think it was just the motor like buzzing or something. I don't know. I don't think it was actually broken, but now it works again, so yeah. So what I had to do with this, a bunch of wires were cut in a few different spots, and it was just really messy, so I completely replaced the 4 wires for the motor and the sensor. And also why he sent it to me was he was saying the sensor was too low, and I thought he was kind of going crazy, but it's actually funny because there's a motion sensor in here that Jemmy used on other older candy bowls that's completely unused. And it's covered up with fabric, and he was actually right. They wired up that one and not the one that's in there. They literally put both motion sensors in. Both of them are in there. And yet only wired up one, and they didn't even wire up the one that is visible, which is just baffles me. But I wired up the one that is in the hand, and as you can see, it works really good. So, yeah. So this one was really the only simple repair that I had to do. He actually hadn't really opened it, but the reason for that is because he cut it really weirdly on the seam, not even on the seam right here. It was ripped like across, and it doesn't look all that great, but I sewed it up the best I could. And I don't think that he realized that there was a zip tie, but at least that meant that I just got to open it for the first time and repair it super simply. So, yeah.
I'm not too old to run for president. When Johnny goes running for president, hurrah, hurrah. When Johnny goes running for president, hurrah, hurrah. When the vote's all in and the money's all spent, I'm going to be your next president. And we'll all be marching around the White House because they voted McCain. Boom, 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 boom.
This one had the same missing piece as Dean Martin, and I also had to fix the mouth mechanism. Also, did not expect the replacement mouthpieces to work this well, and actually these could very easily be a good alternative to gluing the mouthpieces if they ever snap in a weird way, which I never really thought of before, but yeah. So this one, as you can see, isn't perfect here. The reason he doesn't have an arm is because he did not send that, but he said that he has the arm, so he will put that back on when he gets it. This one had some really bad issues. There was a screw stripped up here, and he like cut the mechanism. Oh no, it's this one. You see, he cut the mechanism really bad. But also the shaft that the motor shaft gears goes on, I guess he like gripped it with pliers like 1,000 times because it was so rough, and it literally would just completely get stuck as soon as you close the mechanism, so I had to replace that. And also down here it had snapped, so also I have zip ties in here just so he can put a new zip tie in after the arm goes in. Down here it snapped, and he didn't take it apart. He didn't. What you have to do if this snaps, you have to take it all apart. You have to open up the base so that you can get it all off and get the clothes out without cutting them all the way down the legs. And then you have to take out that piece that goes back and forth out completely and then glue it separately. He didn't do any of that, and he covered it in super glue. So there was super glue all over this and everywhere. And he actually told me before he sent it to me that it wasn't turning side to side, and he didn't know why, and it was because there was super glue literally everywhere, and I have no idea how he expected that to work. So I basically, the reason it's a little bit wobbly is because this is a new piece that I replaced it with, because the old one was just covered in super glue. and then I had to just Dremel out all of the super glue. So the hole is a tiny bit bigger, and that's why it's a little bit wobbly, unfortunately. But it does work fully, and yeah.
When the moon hits your eye like a big beat of fire, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing the top-that-line. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a guitar and when the stars make you true, just like a pasta puzzle, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusa me, but you see back in old Napoli, that's amore.
This one had a bunch of issues. When I got it, it was basically in pieces. I had to replace most of the head mechanism, the head turning, and also I had to put back together the mouth mechanism, and it was missing the piece that holds this mouth onto the mouthpiece, so I also had to remake that with some wire, which was actually not that hard, and mostly just put it back together. I also replaced this, but I just kind of taped it on because I'm not sure if he'll want that to be on there or if he just wanted it to not have the wire, so I kind of just made it removable. So yeah. So that's all for all of these repairs, and thank you for watching. Adios.